Hey, what's up, guys? Ruff here. Welcome back to a series so based, even you subscribed. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some more free content being provided by the usual suspects on places like Twitter.com. People are once again very upset with Pegasus. They are angry about his coverage of the infamous dog zapper himself, Hassan Piker, and as always, when a fellow slop tuber is being targeted and harassed, well, it is my moral duty to support this individual. But yeah, as always, Pegasus is making a video documenting the never-ending lies of Hassan Piker, and a recent clip was posted by Yeet on Twitter, and people are responding to this and they're very upset with Pegasus. But let's listen to this clip that has people up in arms about our fellow slop tuber.
I mean, the fact is, this has transcended everything, okay? People are making games out of it. Game of the year, actually. I mean, I think you got what you wanted, Hassan. You are going down in history, just not for the reason you'd like, you know? I feel like Hassan is probably going to be known as one of the greatest liars in all of humanity, right? Because right now, who is associated with lying, right? It's probably like Richard Nixon or, you know, Lance Armstrong, the Ponzi scheme guy or whatever. But now we got Hassan in there. We got to add him, put him to the top of the list, right? Because Hassan's like one of the only people who lies about verifiable information captured on camera repeatedly over and over. And who the fuck changes their story 10 plus times? Nobody does that. There needs to be like a Wikipedia entry of Hassan Piker and then lying is OP. That's his like professional quote, you know?
Lying is OP, as I say all the time.
So what he just said in that clip is completely fair and accurate. Basically, at this point, Hassan Piker is a lol cow. He is a guy that really has become a content pinata for anyone who wants to go after him. People like myself and Pegasus will have infinite content to farm from this guy because he's not just outrageous in his behavior, he is very hypocritical and disingenuous. He is someone who's caught in 4K lying constantly. Just think about the whole Collargate situation and the layers upon layers upon layers of lies he was caught in trying to wiggle his way out of that situation. But when it comes to his sycophants, whether it's in his orbits or his followers, they don't care. Okay, they can see the lies, but it doesn't matter. They will try to deflect and cope about it, but people are very upset about this. Here's some of the replies. This individual saying, "What has Hassan ever lied about?" with a shocked Pikachu face. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there are sentient human beings who are able to type out a sentence like this, who genuinely believe Hassan has never lied about anything. These people can vote. Their vote counts. The same as yours and mine. That should shock you. But of course, here's some more comments. This person's saying nobody cares what this Asmon Fluffer has to say. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, another round of Asmongold derangement syndrome. Quite frankly, this is really on par with someone who is simping for Hassan Piker. I mean, they're really acting like Hassan Piker. I guess they would have the sort of bracelet that would say, you know, typically, what would Jesus do? In their realm of the internet, it's what would Hassan do? In this case, well, make it about Asmongold, right? Everything ties back to Asmongold, so this sycophant of Hassan Piker is really acting much like Hassan Piker would act. But here's another reply saying, "I think those plushies in his room sums up this man-child's ability for critical thinking and is all you need to know about the credibility of this prediction." Ladies and gentlemen, we are now shaming people like Pegasus for the plushies in the background. Interesting. Do you have a valid criticism to make? I mean, this is, again, very much in the spirit of Hassan Piker, where you have no actual criticism of anything being said. Instead, you make these personal attacks against someone's plushie collection. And oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. In case you're not familiar, I have been talking about this in my live streams. Yes, I live stream on YouTube. I started on March 1st, and we're still going to this day, by the way. Great time if you want to check out my streams. Make sure to subscribe, do all that stuff, and pay attention. But I did talk about this recently. I have a plushie, this one right here, coming out on April 6th. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is through Uwu Market. We love the people over there. Super base company, but yes, this will be available for purchase very soon. That is April 6th. Mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get some more shelves covered in plushies. So it makes people like this very upset on Twitter. But let's continue on. This person replies saying, Hassan's biggest fan, LOL. MF makes daily videos. And people say this about me, like, despite the fact that I do not make daily videos on Hassan, but you know what? Yeah, it makes sense to make so many videos on Hassan. If you're someone who covers this sort of content, if you cover streamer drama or controversies, yeah, Hassan is going to be like the focal point of your content. If you're not making videos regularly about this guy, you're not doing your job correctly, because this guy is very influential, whether you want to admit it or not. He is a very influential streamer, and he does the most ridiculous stuff you'll see among any streamers, let alone someone who is so popular. But anyways, here's another reply saying, biggest liar, then scamming your audience of $17,000? Or a bigger liar than teasing your audience for a year that you had all the evidence collected on your ex and justice will be served and all will make sense and it'll be over for you, Pink? LMAO? What? What is this person talking about? What does this have to do with Pegasus criticizing Hassan Piker? I have literally no idea what this individual is ranting about. But here's a quote saying this guy needs to go down as one of the least principled commentary channels of all time. Bro, Pegasus effing sucks. D, and just meat rides the popular side. He did this with Mr. Beast, and is why Mr. Beast's coverage of his is horrible. Interesting stuff. Very interesting point from this individual. But talking about meat riding the popular side, are you talking about Jellywig? Because that's what it sounds like to meat ride the popular side. I don't think the things Pegasus has said over the years really represents the popular side. I think going after people like Hassan is a daring one, because you're kind of ostracizing yourself in many ways. But if you are someone with a bit of principles and integrity, you would criticize Hassan Piker, and that's exactly what Pegasus does, and I guess individuals like this are very upset about that. But here's another reply. This person saying, who would they talk about if there was no Hassan? You. We're going to talk about you, Rad 1369420. We're going to talk about you next, and your burner account. Anyways, here's another person just simply providing a link to, I guess, a video exposing Pegasus. As you can see, there's 0 likes, 2 bookmarks, and 3 comments. And I clicked on the video, and I watched for a couple seconds. Let's experience this call out of Pegasus together, guys.
At the end of the year in 2024, the American people had a decision to make, and they decided to vote for Donald Trump. They decided that the person to lead them into the next half of the decade was the orange man with the...
Okay, Trump derangement syndrome in the commentary community, I guess. Really strong opener for a guy who doesn't even live in the United States, by the way. Talking about Pegasus and immediately talking about Orange Man bad. Incredible stuff. But here's another reply saying, this guy would be flipping burgers if Hassan didn't exist. His whole business model depends solely on if Hassan goes live or not. Now, Pegasus has basically said that he doesn't need to do this anymore. He could basically retire at this point, and I believe him. Like, looking at these statistics and how his channel has been performing for years and all of the views he has acquired, not just from talking about Hassan, but many different people, he doesn't need to do this anymore. Okay, he's doing this for the love of the game at this point. To basically create generational wealth. Good for him. Very good for him. But yeah, I don't think he depends on Hassan. And well, if Hassan and company doesn't want people talking about him, then maybe he should stop lying and saying ridiculous things and being a hypocrite and being outrageous and being hateful and supporting terrorist organizations and abusing animals and being just a generally terrible person. If he doesn't want people talking about him, maybe he should stop. I don't understand why people are so upset that someone is actually talking about him. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, that is the situation. Yeet provided this clip and people are talking about it, and it's just more free content. I don't think people understand how this all works, right? If you want people like Pegasus or myself to stop talking about things, maybe stop providing free content. Because that's all this was, right? A pretty innocuous, agreeable clip from Pegasus drives in all these annoying people saying stupid things that I can farm for content. If you don't want us talking, stop providing reasons for us to talk. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.